Let's talk about Sabres and Panthers. And Soaps, you're still a young, spry chicken compared to Jaromir Jagr, who keeps getting it done. Pick it up in the first. Jag's going to get his first assist of the night, finding Aleksander Barkov for the goal right there. And it's 1-0 Panthers. Sabres trailing 2-1 in the second. Evander Kane is going to just kind of hang out in front. And when he does, he's going to get his 6th goal of the season, cleaning up that mess in front. We're all knotted up. Third, Sabres leading 3-2. Jagr gets the secondary assist and Nick Bjugstad's goal. And that assist tied Jagr with Mark Messier for second on the all-time points list. We're all knotted up at 3. That's amazing. In the shootout, it's Barkov. Game winner, top shelf where the cookies are. Wow. Get it by Lehner right there. And again, it's rather amazing. Messier and Jagr are now tied with 1,887 career points. Roberto Luongo, by the way, is now tied for 5th in the all-time wins list for goalies with 447. Don't want to diminish that milestone. But let's talk about Jagr.
Let's talk about that. Listen to what I got. There were 443 players who played in the NHL this season weren't even alive when Jagr made the debut in 1990. Over half the guys in the NHL starting this year weren't even born.
That's amazing.
And here's the point. He's tied with Mark Messier. Mm-hmm. We can talk about longevity. You know, he's still playing at the age he's playing. But you got to remember, he went to Russia for 3 years in his prime. So he would have surpassed Mark Messier, my guess is maybe 3, maybe 4 years ago. You know, if he didn't go to Russia for that time period. Just insane, the points he has, what he's doing. You know, he just posted a video the other day on the internet. You know, he's got his medicine ball. He's got his weights.
Looks great.
Strapped to his chest. He's doing all these things.
Looks like you. Still killing it.
He's still killing it. Obviously, he's 970 points behind Wayne Gretzky.
Never going to
get that. Is not happening. But to do what he's doing, and he's back in Florida, because obviously he's still contributing.
Sure.
But it's what he's doing away from the rink, what he's doing in the gym. Like these kids, Barkov, Huberdeau.
Look at this guy.
You know, you're taking a look at
mid-40s.
It's not look at him. You watch what he does day in, day out, and you better learn from him because he's still playing. And that's why they keep bringing him back in. If he keeps doing what he's doing, are they going to bring him back in next year?
Well, if you throw the list up there again, you mentioned he's not going to get there to where the great one is. No. Nobody's going to get to number 1. But the names that he's now associated with, I saw Ronnie Francis there at 5, and there's Gordie Howe, and there's Messier that he's obviously tied for. Are we going to be talking about Jags 10, 20 years from now, the way we still do Gretzky, the way we still do Gordie Howe, and the way they still do certainly in New York with Mark Messier?
Well, I think that's where the debate's going to come into play. He played for so long.
So many different teams.
That should be credit. How long did Gordie Howe play for?
Yeah, forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
So, Mark, there's no question. We're gonna talk about it because he's still playing, and he still says he still wants to play. So we still could be talking another year or 2, 3 years down the road where he's still playing.
I mean, you remember this well during one of the lockouts. I was in Washington, D.C. and greeted Jaromir Jagr in his first day ever in D.C. at Dulles Airport. Yeah. Feels like a lifetime ago for me as a young reporter. And that's the same guy we're talking about now. And I haven't been playing all those years, you know what I mean? And here he is still out there grinding. And he was supposed to be the savior of the Caps when they were coming back from the lockout. Didn't exactly work out in Washington that way, but then went to Pittsburgh, had great success there, and the rest is history. But it is amazing. It seems like he just keeps reinventing himself.
It's amazing. You talk about, we talked about, obviously Austin Matthews, Patrick Line. These kids are 18 years old. 18 years old. And Jagr's still playing. That could be, quote unquote, that could be his kid.
Yeah.
All intents and purposes, what he's done is it's historical. We will always talk about him. Obviously, Wayne Gretzky's number 1. He will be in that conversation of top 5 no matter what. Wow. He's not done yet this year. I still think he's got another 1 or 2 years in him because you can see when he talks about it, he still wants to play. And he's still producing.
What gets him into that rarefied air of the conversations of the great ones? Is it more cups? Is that all that he could do? He's won cups.
He's won cups. He's done everything. There's nothing you could do. Wayne Gretzky is head and shoulders. Like you see, he's 970. Not one. I didn't have 970 shots on net. Never mean being behind Wayne Gretzky.